Hello and welcome back to part 3 of my mini pronunciation course. My name is Julian and I am your teacher. So we've looked at vowel sounds. Today we're going to talk about consonant sounds. What is a consonant? Well, we have consonants in any language and they're defined by the way we produce the sound. So for vowel sounds, our airwaves are open. But for consonant sounds, our airways are either blocked or partially blocked, usually by our lips or our tongue. So if you look at the chart that I've sent you, you can see all 24 of the consonant sounds you need to learn. Now for most learners, they don't have a problem with the majority of these sounds. But usually there are a few at least that are challenging, and that's usually because you don't have those sounds in your language. So for example, if you're Japanese, you might struggle with the l and the r sound. If you're an Arabic speaker, you might struggle with p and b. Spanish speakers often struggle with the j and the y sound. So if you have a problem with any consonants, don't worry, it's completely normal and it's completely natural. How can we produce a sound if we're not used to producing it? Alright, so we can divide the consonants into two groups, either voiced or unvoiced. What's the difference? Well, basically the difference is that for voiced consonants, our vocal cords or our throat vibrates, so we're making the sound here. So how do we know if a sound is voiced or unvoiced? Well, simply put your hand on your throat and you can feel it vibrate. So if you look at the table, if you look at the first pair, the one on the top row on the left and the one in the middle row on the left, you have p and b. Now if you put your hand on your throat and you say p, 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 you'll notice that nothing happens, there's no vibration there. But when you say b, 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 you'll notice your throat is vibrating. Now what you're actually doing with the p and the b is you're blocking the air with your lips and then releasing. So if you don't release and you're saying the but sound, it will sound like this, like that, and you'll feel your throat vibrating. But when you release, it becomes ba. So everyone practice saying p and ba. Put your hand on your throat so you can notice the difference. Let's try the next pair. If you say t and d, put your hand on your throat, t and d. Notice which one has the vibration. Is it ta or da? You should have felt it with da. And if we look at the next pair, on the top row we have k, and in the middle row we have g, k and g. Which one has the vibration? Yes, it's g. So have you noticed the pattern? So when we learn consonants, we group the first row and the middle row together because all the ones at the top are voiceless or unvoiced consonants and all the ones on the middle row are voiced consonants. If you look at the bottom row, you'll notice they are all voiced except for h. Okay, so let's go back to our first pair of consonant sounds, the p and the b. Let's practice saying words with the p sound. So can you say pop? Pop. You'll go. What about a word with two b sounds? Can you say bib? Bib. Now let's practice words with a p and a b sound in them. Can you say pub? Pub. And can you say bop? Bop. Okay, now we're going to play a little game. I'm going to say a word and all you need to do is say whether I'm using the p sound or the b sound. Okay, so the first word is lob. Lob. What can you hear, p or b? I was saying lob with a b at the end. Okay, next word. Erupt. Erupt. Did you hear b or p? Hopefully you heard p. Erupt. Erupt. Okay, last one. Ambulance. Ambulance. Did you hear p or b? Yes, it had the b sound in it. Ambulance.
Sorry guys, but if you really want to master English pronunciation, if you want to know how to pronounce all the sounds correctly, how to sound more natural, how to be confident and clear in English, then you'll love my complete course, Master Pronunciation. There's a link in the description. Okay, let's go back to the mini course.
So in every lesson, as you know now, I give you a tip for improving your pronunciation. This week's tip is to practice shadowing. What's shadowing? Well, it basically means to listen to someone speaking. So it could be audio, it could be a video. And every time they say a sentence, you pause it and you repeat exactly what they've said. Now, it may seem very simple, but try it. It's extremely effective. There are so many different parts to pronunciation, and what I would advise you to do is keep doing it and each time focus on a particular thing. So it could be a pronunciation of certain sounds, vowel sounds or consonant sounds. You could try it again. You could look for intonation or stress, which we're going to talk about in the next lesson. So focus on one particular thing that you want to work on, but try to copy or mimic exactly what you hear. Now, I've come across people who've used this technique and they've got fantastic results. I know people who speak almost perfect English and I can't believe that they've never lived in the UK or in the US. So I know that it really does work. It requires lots of time and concentration, but I promise you, you will get results. Okay, so let's summarize the main things that we've learned today. Number one, we've learned that consonants are sounds where we restrict or we partially restrict our airwaves. Number two, we've learned that consonant sounds can either be voiced or unvoiced depending on whether our throat vibrates. And I've also told you about the shadowing technique, which is where we listen carefully to a recording of a native speaker, we stop and we repeat what they say. We can listen for their pronunciation, their intonation, their stress. We can listen to all different aspects of pronunciation, but we try to mimic or imitate them in order to get better and sound more like a native. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed that and learnt a lot, and I really look forward to seeing you in part 4.